Hi everyone, happy to be with you today. Maybe we start in a way that wooden toys in old days, when I started, wooden toys was a very good connection to educational toys. In old days, wooden toys was educational toys. We make product for schools, kindergarten. We become a leading manufacturer in this industry. Wooden toys is our major, and the reason is we love sustainable material, and wood or bamboo is one of the most sustainable. And I'd like to show you where we produce it and how we produce it. Maybe I can share with you where our material comes from. Even I think you can smell it. It's a very nature material. We also not only like the wood, we also like to have the sustainable factor of. And the sustainable factor of wood is many of the wood we do, we call it based on FSC. I would say nearly 98% of every wood we use. FSC is the Forest Sustainable Council. It's a non-for-profit organization who monitoring the forest in a sustainable way. Wherever there is a tree cut, there needs to be tree raised. What's controlled by FSC. So all the wood is from, what does the word say, from responsible sources. And we have pine wood here from New Zealand. We have here wood from Russia. This is Siberia. It is made with us and Svesa is the Russian company together. And it is, what also important, it's for the toy production. For the toy production, but as we require different conditions. It is, it have a certain hardness. It cannot chunk and being apart. So there is a lot of restrictions what we have for the wooden toys, what maybe construction companies or other real estate companies doesn't have. Safety and the condition of the raw material is very important for us. And the shipping area now in the peak in summer, when you look here, we have loading docks here, the other side of this warehouse, and there is the container docks. There's still around 80% of our product going for export, 20% is local, and you can see here the docks where all the containers are loaded, and we are very proud. In these days we can have up to 60 to 70 containers per day. I'm also very proud when we stay in front of this building. On the top of this building, this is a new building, our warehouse. It can contain 20,000 pallet places inside. It has 4 stores. On the roof we have solar panels. Most of our factory is used solar energy, burned up to 240,000 kW a year, kilowatt. And that is a big bunch of our usage for the factory. And on top of it, the electricity, or like on a weekend, what we not use, we put into the national grid. We can support China for air conditioning on a weekend when we don't need energy. And here we're coming into a warehouse where we based on all spare parts. We make around 12,000 different products, what needs over 100,000 different components. And the components also they all have to be at the right place at the right time, in the right quality. I think China have a very strong infrastructure, so that whatever spare part you need, you have a supply chain. Many other countries where you do the toys don't have that, like in Romania, Estonia, or even in Germany. A lot of spare parts you have to find somewhere else. And in China, the strength is supply chain. I think it's #1 in the world. Whenever you need spare part, you have 3, 4, or 5 different suppliers. They line up. You also get a good quality and a good price point. Possible here, what I personally have not found in any other country. So let's go to the production. Here you don't see any more people. Only robots talking to each other. They bring in the product to different locations, and then when they drill a hole, they're cutting routers, they're standing. This is all done by the machine in the automatization process. And when the product is finished, produced in the work set, and it goes to here, I will show you here, take them and deliver to the next. So this machine is talking, and I bring in the machine, this machine have more users, more space, so they bring it there. Here we do other process work of cutting around with it. In here it comes to the next process. It's all programmed, all computerized. Here is the next. These pieces coming together into the next process. Here load into another process. All process work is computerized. Every of these talk to each other, all computerized by this. No people anymore. Now this machine is waiting until this machine is finished. As soon as this machine is finished, the next product can move in. All these computers knowing on the steps of each workshop. So let's say now this product has moved on, then the other product can move in. You see, they are waiting, it's waiting on them, but he's missing. Now it can go. Now technology goes into the next machine. And this machine will make the sanding, the piece of smooth. And here finally, we have quality control. Blue is top quality. Here, yellow, we have tissue. Red is scrap. So that is good quality, smooth block for a mother on. But any machine you see, all of them, they are programmed and they communicate with each other. Our business in the last 10 years was the same amount of workers. Now we go into an assembling workshop. I'll show you one more machine.
Audio Jungle.
I'd like to lead you now to where we start, in the kindergarten and basic equipment manufacturing. I'd like to share with you a little bit there. So let's go all the way down and see what kind of opportunity we show here is the European Education All. EEG family, E for Europe, the other education, and G group. And we spell education all, double L on the end. I can show you here. The A-L-L. All of us, to all the people. Let's go in and have a look what kind of products, concept, and ideas we have. But I also like to show you one of the set, what is built by another very strong people. As I told you, the founder was Friedrich Fröbel for the kindergarten. But here we have a set. It's set up by a lady. She is from Italy. She is Maria Montessori, and this is one of her first classrooms. And how she set it up, I do believe she had a very great background. She was a doctor. This is for the little one, 1 year old. This chairs is for the 2 years old over there. This is for very little 2 years old chairs, 3 years old. And you have different setup for different age group. As I also think it's very important to have age appropriate. We are starting in a very early. I showed a few products. Start with a baby in the 3 months, 6 months. First sensor, touch, feel, and then it goes over to products like toddler. Call the age when child get up. Crawling anymore, and the age is 1 to 3, and then we call it the preschool. This is the 3 categories. This is more here preschool education for kindergartens, daycare, and this is a dreamland. All teachers to come here and see all the different setup of classrooms and mathematic material. Oh, the small one is gone. Here, the first piece is like that. This is 1, then this is 10. This is 10. This should be, then this is E1, 10,000 of this, then this is 100,000, and this is 1 million. But what I try to share with you, she understands that the children understand 1 and 2 in a square is how many? 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, great, and 3, 27. But anyway, 5 times 5 times 5, 125. Today we all use calculator, but Maria Montessori thought if you have the visual understanding, mathematics is easy for you. If you only learn by study, it's a different journey. This was her understanding that you can take it apart, you can count them. When you get it, it's all visualization. So between 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, and a million, it's visuals. At that time there was no calculator. And here we have different room set, like what's very important today, kids have too much engaged with digital world, so we also feel physical developing and confidence, climbing over, going over a net, achieve the goal, have this physical education, very important. We have skill training on many different things. Here we have also to welcome China, 70 years anniversary built in last year. Building blocks said, as I say, when you look around, our major material is wood. But for building blocks, for precise, we have to use plastic. Sand toys for something playing outdoor. Wood is not resistant enough, so we also use other materials. If we can, most of the product is wood. We see here one of the setup for the coating, but I think inside we can even see better. We have two locations. One is the coating here. From there we turn the pieces around. They're coming, they're being coated from one side, and then they're flipping over, and now we're coating from the other side. This is coating this way, and then coating on the other, on the top, on the different side. We're reducing actually the material by 4 times. The reason we polish the surface, and you also see here that we don't have much people. Yeah, in this whole setup, there's very little people left. So here's an assembling workshop, and it goes then over into a packaging line. You can see here in the packaging line and quality line, we have people, but not on the automatic hook. Also here in the counting and packing. When you look down there, it's also all automatic. And from the painting workshop, every day we can produce 240,000 units. Here we have one of our earliest steps of production for the very young children. It's jigsaw puzzle. We do it for the very little children from 1 year, 2 year plus. Very basic. And, let's have a look. Yeah, he's cutting the puzzle in a shaping way. The jigsaw puzzle is it can service a smaller quantity. This is very handmade job. Very little children have solid wooden blocks of wooden puzzle. So here you can see 5 years and 10, 15, and with 20 years in the workshop, servicing our big workshop. Here we have a sample workshop. Sample workshop is important that we have people who are working for all the semi-production, and so the first workshop of doing samples we're doing here, and we work with them how to do the first steps. This is not production. This is only for make samples. This is important as we don't have children here, so we have the size of a child. So for example, we know the physical height, the length, the front potential of what child can do. And this is important for our sample maker, putting a child in front and seeing the relation between the movement and the size of a child. So for every age, 3 years old, 5 years old, we have a model that they can practice with the model. And here you see the machines, the first two here from China, the third one is from Belgium, the company called Agfa. In old days, Agfa was the filming, you know, the Agfa, the film for the camera, and we can print up to 240 dpi. It's a very high resolution. It's all digital print because this is very sharp, but it shows our cell. I mean, this is print on wood, very smooth, and it's up to 240 dpi, or even we can do it in a 3D. And the MOQ is very low, so you don't need to have a big setup.